Better Society Capital, we're the UK's leading social impact investor. So the E3M Imagine event is a really important event in the diary. The reason is that it's the only event really which brings together organisations from all three angles of the social impact equation. So we're seeing at this event organisations that are commissioners of social impact alongside those who invest in social impact, alongside those crucial organisations who actually deliver social impact. And ultimately, if we're to achieve progress, innovation, you need to bring those three sort of silos, if you like, together to kind of break down the barriers between sectors and come up with the innovative ideas which are going to achieve change. On our table, we're discussing social outcomes partnerships. So that's the idea that instead of just commissioning services in a traditional way, you commission actually the outcomes that a government department or a local authority might want to see. So, for example, rather than commissioning a service, you commission the outcome for a young person, perhaps, that they stay in a supportive family or rather than go into care. And really it's an important different way of, an innovative way of commissioning services that will ultimately both lead to better outcomes but also save the taxpayer a lot of money if you're delivering preventative services in this way. And now what we're really discussing is how the different providers, commissioners and investors in this approach can work together more effectively. So how can, what are the steps that we can all take to do this better? There's a major opportunity coming with the Better Futures Fund. This is a £500 million outcomes co-payment fund the government is launching in the next 3 months. Now that's really important timing for us all here at the Imagine event to be discussing how we can best work together, both improve the way that that is delivered and enable delivery organisations to sort of access this new opportunity to maximise the potential impact. One of the things that has struck me from the discussions around the table around social outcomes partnerships is the huge amount of energy and enthusiasm about this. People are excited by an innovative approach that will shape public services around the individuals who are affected by complex problems like homelessness or child poverty or complex long-term health conditions. So there's a lot of energy and excitement about it. The ideas that we're talking about that might come out of this include things like how can we provide better support for organisations that maybe have not previously used outcomes commissioning approaches? How can they evolve, innovate? How can they develop better data capture, better tracking of their impact so that they can bid for outcomes partnerships, for example? And also commissioners, how can they be more alert to this when perhaps they are facing significant financial challenges? How can they think longer term? How can they work with or how can, for example, local authorities work together with NHS organisations in order to use an outcomes approach for their commissioning? So lots of interesting ideas, a lot of energy around it, and I think the timing is absolutely right for these discussions. I mean, this has been a great experience at Imagine. I think what will happen next for us is I have taken away some specific connections with organisations that we can actually build on and work with after this. But I think more generally, I have just taken away a huge amount of insight, knowledge and ideas that will be useful for me in the year ahead.